Hey everyone, we are out here this weekend braving the rain to hike the Applegate Loop Trail. It's a 18.7 mile loop around the lake. There's going to be some road walking involved, but it's a good weekend backpack. Let's get going. Despite the fact that I've been out here hiking quite a bit, this is the first time I've actually been out on Applegate Lake. So there are trails basically that loop the entire lake. It's not necessarily one gigantic trail, it's like a network of little trails, but you can connect them all up and you can get around the entire lake with only about a mile or two of road walking in between. Not 100% certain how the camping situation is going to work, but it does look like there are flat spots that you can camp on. Weather can't quite make up its mind if it's going to sprinkle or if it's going to rain. Not too bad. It said there was a 40% chance of rain today for a couple hours. Figure it's not anything I haven't done before. I was a little concerned we were on the wrong trail because this is all like nice and paved, but then discovered it went into the water, so I think we're good. Like I said earlier, there's not actually one loop trail that's official. If you get on the map though and look, there are a million different little offshoot trails and stuff like that that you can use to connect to basically make an entire loop out of it. In fact, right now we're walking on a decommissioned road, and after looking at the map a bit, it looks like that's an old boat launch. Yep, I may have to check this out sometime. This may go all the way up to Squaw Lake. That's a big old vein of quartz. One thing I've noticed is there's a lot of access roads up here to the lake, and while it's fairly quiet right now, I imagine in the summertime it's going to be a lot more busy. So take that in advisement if you're going to do this, that you may want to do it in the shoulder seasons like February, March, April, May. I mean, obviously you're going to have to check the weather and the snow levels depending on the year, but it's definitely fairly quiet right now. The weather can't seem to make up its mind today. It's gone from overcast to drizzly to sunny to hailing, back to raining, now back to sunny again. I am pleased that there are plenty of water sources along this trail that aren't necessarily the lake. The lake would work in a pinch, but we got a lot of boaters and tourists and stuff that use it, and the water's probably not the best. You are seeing the Gatewood Cape fully set up into tent mode. Jennifer is hiding inside somewhere.
Give it a thumb up.
She gives it a thumb up. For those who've never heard of it before, it is essentially a poncho that converts into a torch holder. Morning. Wasn't too bad last night. Probably got down into the mid-30s, but all in all wasn't too cold of a night. Was woke up this morning by the dulcet sounds of the lovely Canadian geese. It was a nice campsite we found last night. Had to do a little bit of bushwhacking to get to it, but once we got there, it was pretty cool. But that's got about another 10 miles or so to go, so better get moving. There was one big climb on the Applegate trail, and that was pretty much it. It's not even really a big climb. It's like 300 feet over 3/4 of a mile or something like that, 200 feet. But anyway, from here we are road walking for a little less than 2 miles, and then we will hitch back up on trails around the Applegate Lake again. We are now on the actual road walk of the Applegate Trail. Again, it's not horrible, it's not a huge distance, but it is more of a main road and it does take a little out, but you do what you do. You could have literally walked across the river, back on up, and saved yourself about a mile and a half of road walking. Well, that was it for the road walk. It was only about, I'd say 3/4 of a mile on the actual pavement like that, but there was plenty of shoulder. Wasn't too bad, wasn't too busy either. Anyway, you get off at this campground and get back on the trail from here. And then we'll have another little road walk once we hit up Applegate Dam. But for now, taking advantage of the fact that there are outhouses around here. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Definitely not as scenic on this side of the lake. Not that much to film. If I were to do this again, I think what I would do is I would go the other direction and knock this part out first. You can always tell when you're near a car campground because the trail becomes paved. Well, that is pretty much it for the trail. It's road walking the rest of the mile or so back to the car. Well, that pretty much does it for this one. Can't say I was a huge fan of the road walking, but all in all, it's not a bad option for early spring hiking when the snow levels kind of keep the higher level elevation trails from going. Hit that thumbs up if you liked the video and hit subscribe to see more content. I'm going to be doing the Rogue River Trail here pretty soon, as well as the Timberline Trail and a good chunk of the PCT this summer. So anyway, thanks for watching.